Good morning, America. Cross-country storms stretching from Nebraska to Michigan, the spots that could see more than 2 feet of snow and blizzard warnings. As the West deals with record-breaking heat, our weather team tracking it all.
Call to action. President Trump asking other nations to help secure the Strait of Hormuz, the key shipping lane for so much of the world's oil, as strikes intensify, and the urgent warning for Americans in Iraq, as we learn the identities of the 6 U.S. service members killed when their refueling jet crashed.
Show them the money. New overnight, the demand by the heads of U.S. commercial airlines and cargo carriers to pay TSA workers during government shutdowns. More than 300 TSA officers quitting, and some passengers facing hours-long waits.
Closing arguments set for the Utah author accused of killing her husband, then writing a children's book about grief. The case from both sides.
It's Election Sunday. The teams securing their spots to the big dance overnight.
Nothing but net.
The battle's still to come.
Fun is unstoppable.
And the teams on the bubble.
Sweet dreams are made of this.
And Hollywood's biggest night. The Oscars are here. The movies and stars going for gold and glory. Host Conan O'Brien looking for those standout moments.
The most exciting things are the unexpected.
GMA on the red carpet and behind the scenes. Looking ahead to the most suspense-packed battles for the biggest prize of the night.
It's a very deep honor, sir. Yes, it is.
Who will be called up for their golden moment? Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Sunday. Good morning, America.
And not just any Sunday, it is Oscars Sunday. Good morning, America. Good to see you. There's Whit in LA. We also have Rachel right here in for Janae. A good morning for you.
It's a great morning to be here on this Oscars Sunday.
Absolutely. We're just hours away now with all the glitz and glamour.
And we are so excited to find out who the big winners are going to be. We have you all covered. And of course, Whit is there in Hollywood on the red carpet. Check you out, Whit. Looking quite dapper this morning.
Hey, Rachel and Gio, good morning to you. So my daughters convinced me to wear this tuxedo. They said it's more Hollywood and less suburban dad. So how could I argue with that? Looking forward to so much tonight. The red carpet, the singing, the dancing, even a superheroes reunion, and a familiar host in Conan O'Brien reminding us it's not just a celebration of movies. They want to put on a show that viewers will never forget.
It's sure to be a golden night at this year's Academy Awards. Expect not one, but 2 high-wattage musical numbers from the Best Song category. The uplifting power anthem, Golden, from K-pop Demon Hunters, and the soulful I Lied to You from Sinners.
They say the truth hurts, so I lied to you. Yes, I lied to you.
Which will feature pioneering ballerina Misty Copeland and country music superstar Shabuzi.
They don't want to perform their nominated songs the way they've performed them before. So that's all I'll say. You'll just have to tune in to see how we do it.
If your acceptance speech goes too long, we'll cut to John Lithgow in the audience looking not angry, but slightly disappointed.
Conan O'Brien returning as host for the 2nd year in a row, sitting down with our Lara Spencer, promising plenty of laughs and surprises.
I'll have what's prepared, my prepared stuff, but I'm always looking for that moment where I can lose the tie and have fun. And I'm always going to be on the lookout for that when the Oscars are happening.
And according to executive producers Raj Kapoor and Mindy Mullen, that is just the beginning, as they told our Chris Connolly.
There's going to be a really great superhero moment that's going to happen. There might be something fun with Devil Wears Prada.
What else? Well, they're showing a lot of florals right now, so I was thinking I could
florals for spring. Groundbreaking.
There's even a special Bridesmaids reunion, 15 years in the making.
Oh my God, it's a dream come true.
I'm ready to party.
The scripts have been going back and forth, and they are like, I mean, I think we were like crying laughing yesterday. So I think they're going to deliver exactly what they did in that movie, which is like bringing us all together with a huge moment of comedy.
And it wouldn't be a show without some dancing. Mandy Moore, the celebrated choreographer known for films like La La Land and Taylor Swift's Eras Tour, is again the mastermind behind dance and movement at this year's awards.
When the filmmakers were talking about like, oh, we want it to be epic in scale and we want it to feel like a stadium performance, I thought, oh, I do know a thing or two about that. So I'm definitely drawing from my Miss Swift moment.
The most exciting things are the unexpected.
Yes.
So you want to prepare, but then when you hit that stage, you want to be ready and open to anything, because that's going to resonate more with everybody because it just happened.
And about 3,000 people are expected to walk this red carpet in just a matter of hours. And I've been doing this for 4 years now. One thing I can promise you, there are always surprises even before the show. Coming up, we'll have much more on the Oscars, including the battle for the top 2 Best Picture contenders. Gio.
I am just glad that the brooch from last night's group chat made it on that suit.
It made it. Also known as a pin.
Okay. Thank you, Whit. We're going to check back in with you very, very soon. But there's a lot of news to cover here as well, including a major cross-country storm bringing heavy snow to much of the northern part of the country, plus some wild, dangerous winds. Meteorologist Danny Beckstrom from our New York station WABC right here with the track and the timing. Good morning, Danny.
Good morning, Gio. Spring is known for the extremes, and this storm system alone bringing a whole host of issues, starting with blizzard conditions in parts of the upper Midwest into the Great Lakes. And of course, we have that severe threat to talk about tonight. Right now, we're looking at Twin Cities, Minnesota. The snow already on the ground. The snow still falling heavily as this storm system continues to intensify. The blizzard warnings have been expanded now into parts of Michigan's Upper Peninsula, and such a wide section of the country is under some sort of wind advisory. But I want to focus in on that snow threat. This storm system, as I mentioned, intensifies, so our snow expectations really grow as this storm tracks east, eventually into the Great Lakes, where we'll start measuring snow expectations in feet rather than inches. And then heading into tonight, as this storm intensifies, is when we see that severe threat develop. Strong line of storms from Chicago down through parts of northern Louisiana, and then tomorrow the I-95 corridor is where we're looking at for this risk for severe weather. We got to dive deeper into this coming up in a few minutes, because there are some serious impacts that we'll have to talk about both tonight and tomorrow. So I'll have that coming up, Rachel.
All right, Dan, and you mentioned those storms. They are already disrupting travel, but TSA workers are still going without pay due to the partial government shutdown. And airline CEOs are now out with a new warning to Congress as spring break travel begins. ABC's Faith Abube is at Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson Airport. Good morning, Faith.
Yeah, good morning to you, Rachel. Those airline CEOs are sounding the alarm this morning, warning Congress that the situation at airports across this country is reaching a critical point. Now, overnight, in an open letter to lawmakers, the CEOs of Delta, United, American, Southwest, JetBlue, and many others say that TSA officers have now received $0 paychecks during this partial government shutdown, calling it, quote, simply unacceptable. The CEOs calling on congressional leaders to act with urgency and immediately come together to reach an agreement to fund the Department of Homeland Security. Now, more than 300 TSA workers have already quit the job since the partial government shutdown began, and call-outs have more than doubled as federal workers continue to struggle to put food on the table. Some of them are turning to food banks to get some help there. All of this as spring break travel ramps up. Airports are warning passengers getting through TSA lines could actually be a turbulent experience for them. Many major airports are urging passengers to arrive at least 3 hours early. And of course, this comes as TSA says assaults on their officers are on the rise. Just this week, take a look. A man was federally charged at Dallas Love Field Airport, accused of punching 2 TSA officers and seriously injuring a police officer while trying to get through the line there without confirming his identity. He could face up to 20 years in prison if convicted. And Gio, all of this just highlighting the real world impact of not just the partial government shutdown, but also safety at airports across this country. Gio.
Absolutely. And with all of those people traveling for spring break, Faith, thank you for your reporting there. Turning now to the overnight developments in the war in Iran, including new strikes and a new State Department warning for Americans in Iraq to leave that country. ABC News chief international correspondent James Longman is live in Iraq for us right now as we learn more about the American service members killed in a refueling plane crash. James, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Gio. Well, dozens are being reported killed this morning in strikes on an industrial estate in Isfahan. It's an important Iranian city. Israeli and U.S. strikes do seem to be widening across Iran, and we now know the identities of the U.S. service personnel who were killed in that crash Saturday. 13 Americans have now been killed since this war began.
We're learning the identities this morning of the 6 Americans killed when their refueling aircraft went down in Iraq Thursday. 38-year-old Captain Seth Koval, an instructor who trained pilots worldwide and enlisted with the Air Force in 2006. 30-year-old Captain Curtis J. Angst, who was deployed for Operations Spartan Shield and Epic Fury. Major John Alex Klinner, 33, deployed 4 times since 2019. He flew 362 combat hours. Captain Ariana G. Savino, 31, who just earned her wings last year. Technical Sergeant Ashley B. Pruitt, 34, who flew 888 combat hours since 2018. And Technical Sergeant Tyler Simmons, the youngest of all 6, at just 28 years old. Investigators are still working to determine what caused the crash. One of the damaged planes can be seen in this image obtained by CAN 11. The Pentagon says hostile nor friendly fire was not to blame. But the situation in Iraq is deteriorating. All U.S. citizens are now being urged to leave immediately after an Iranian missile on the U.S. embassy in Baghdad Saturday. Iranian proxies have also stepped up their attacks on U.S. targets in the country. Iraq has now suspended all oil and gas production as a result. And oil is in U.S. sights too, after American strikes on Karg Island, the terminal where 90% of Iran's crude oil exports are processed. President Trump says oil infrastructure itself was not hit, but Iran vowed to respond. And hours later, a drone attack on the UAE's main oil hub in Fujairah. Falling debris from intercepts caused this massive fire and the Emirates to suspend some oil operations. And in Lebanon, Israel's campaign against Iranian-backed proxy Hezbollah expands by the day. The Lebanese Health Ministry says more than 800 people there have been killed, including more than 100 children. As fears mount among the Lebanese that Israel might permanently occupy the south, aid agencies say nearly 1 million people, which is about 1/5 of the population, are now displaced.
Now, Iranian attacks across the Gulf continue this morning. In the last few hours, there was another volley of missiles and drones aimed at a U.S. base in the UAE. Iran is trying to extend this shock to oil markets to put pressure on the White House to try to end this war, but there's no sign of that right now. Rachel.
Yeah, definitely not. All right, James, thank you. You heard James talking about the oil there. Let's turn to that and the impact of the war here at home. Oil prices have increased since the start of the conflict as Iran continues to block the Strait of Hormuz. President Trump this morning is calling on other countries to step in and help. ABC senior White House correspondent Selena Wang is in Washington with more. Good morning, Selena.
Yeah, good morning, Rachel. The Trump administration is now scrambling to ease the soaring gas prices. At the center of the crisis is the Strait of Hormuz. That's where roughly 1/5 of the world's oil flows through. And right now, it's at a virtual standstill. So President Trump is now calling on other countries to send warships to help reopen the strait, posting that many countries will do so, and hopefully China, France, Japan, South Korea, the UK, and others that are affected by this artificial constraint will send ships to the area. The president also says the U.S. will help and coordinate with other countries to get the oil moving again. But Americans, guys, they're already feeling the pinch. It's not just gas. Diesel prices are soaring. That drives up transportation costs. And economists are warning your grocery bill could be next. You've got, number one, those higher transport costs. And number two, the fact that about 1/3 of the world's fertilizer ingredients also moves through the Strait of Hormuz. That means food prices could start climbing. Now, the president insists that these higher prices will not last long, but Rachel, the administration knows this is a serious political headache.
Yeah, and of course, the president campaigned on lowering prices for Americans. Selena, thank you. Tune into This Week later today. Chief Global Affairs anchor Martha Raddatz speaks with Energy Secretary Chris Wright about those rising gas prices at home as the war with Iran escalates. Plus, Congressman Adam Smith, the top Democrat on the Armed Services Committee, discusses the domestic threat environment since the war began. Gio.
Okay, Rachel, now to closing arguments expected tomorrow in a headline-making murder case. Author Corey Richins accused of killing her husband, then writing a children's book book about grief. And ABC's Morgan Norwood is tracking this story. Hey, Morgan.
Hey, good morning to you, Gio. This is one of the most shocking murder trials in the country, and now it's nearing a close. And look, for weeks, prosecutors painted this picture of a mom of three who allegedly secretly poisoned her husband, then profited from a grief book written after his death. But the defense says this entire case is built on speculation. And now a jury tomorrow set to decide the truth.
Closing arguments set to begin tomorrow, and the jury will soon decide the fate of the Utah mother and grief author accused of murdering her husband. Prosecutors playing this video clip for jurors showing Corey Richens, along with several friends and children, laughing during a celebration of life party for her husband Eric on March 5th, 2022. The images in stark contrast to the day before as first responders tried to resuscitate Eric inside their family home. The body camera video showing Corey sobbing.
"We were just fine, we were fine."
Prosecutors say those tears were all an act, alleging the 35-year-old mother of three was having an affair, deep in debt, and poisoned her husband's cocktail with a lethal dose of fentanyl so that she can inherit his estate and life insurance.
The evidence will prove that Corey Richens murdered Eric for his money and to get a fresh start at life.
They also allege that 2 weeks earlier, she gave him a sandwich laced with fentanyl on Valentine's Day in a failed attempt to kill. In 2023, Richens published this children's book on grief called Are You With Me? To help their sons with their loss, even promoting it on TV.
My husband passed away unexpectedly last year.
Corey has always maintained her innocence. Her defense attorneys arguing there's no evidence that she was the one to poison him.
That's a powerful argument for the defense to say you can't put fentanyl in her hands to show that she supposedly did this. So the prosecution has the burden of proving the case beyond a reasonable doubt. And that means that all the defense has to do is try and provide some reasonable doubt that she was responsible for it.
And if convicted, Richens could face life in prison without the possibility of parole, Gio.
That is an unbelievable story.
Bizarre story.
Oh
It is,
my
and
gosh.
disturbing as well.
In the middle of the book tour and all of that. All right, Morgan, thank you so much.
Switching gears, why don't we talk about some sports, right? I know the group chats were buzzing with the brooches,
Yeah.
but also March Madness, y'all. It is Selection Sunday, the moment dreams are made and brackets are born. For the men and the women, the road to the big dance officially begins tonight as teams across the country find out who's in, who's out, and who's ready to battle it out for college's basketball's ultimate prize. ABC's Andrew Dimbert is here with a preview. Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning, Rachel. Today, resumes dissected, wins debated, losses weighted. It can only mean one thing: Selection Sunday, and of course, every office in America's favorite time of year, March Madness.
This morning, Selection Sunday is here. 11 teams punching their ticket to the big dance already after a marathon of matchups Saturday, including UMBC, making their first appearance in the NCAA tournament since becoming the first ever 16 seed to upset a 1 seed back in 2018.
UMBC makes history in Charlotte.
Projected number 1 seeds Arizona and Duke locking up their conference championships.
And the Duke Blue Devils are kings of the ACC again.
And Michigan set to play for theirs today against Purdue. But the battle for the last 1 seed in the tournament still on after Vanderbilt upset Florida in the SEC semifinal.
Shabazz Scott for the lead.
And the MAC is back.
Nothing but net.
With Akron taking down Toledo in the Mid-American Conference Final.
As Shabazz Scott sends Akron dancing.
The MAC could send 2 teams to the tournament for the first time since 1999 because Miami of Ohio went undefeated and is likely to join them. On the women's side, a new move by the NCAA. 16 teams out of the field of 68 were already selected Saturday. Unlike the men's tournament, the higher seeds get to play at home in the early rounds, and the West Virginia Mountaineers will host a game for the first time since 1992.
It's going to be one we'll remember forever because of, I think, the passionate fan base and how many people are going to be in here.
And the Yukon Huskies capping off another undefeated season, the 12-time national champs in familiar territory as a top seed, led by legendary coach Gino Auriemma.
We have been to so many Final Fours, so the expectation is UConn's going to the Final Four. And so there's pressure everywhere you turn.
All right, so we still got a couple of conference championship games today. We got to play those before the committees have some tough decisions ahead. Selection Sunday is tonight. You can catch the women's selection show at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN, guys.
There's a lot happening on this Sunday.
So much.
Yeah, so much.
Yeah.
Andrew, thank you so much. And as you know, GMA is live in Hollywood. And wait, we have breaking news. The very first Oscar for Best Dressed just went to Whit Johnson.
There it is.
What?
Oh, come on now. Oh, start. Thank you, Gio. I'll have to thank my daughters for that one. Appreciate it. All right, coming up here on GMA, more on the 98th Academy Awards, including the incredibly tight competition in some top categories this year. We're back in a moment.
This moment is for Dorothy Dandridge, Lena Horne, Diane Carroll. It's for the women that stand beside me, Jada Pinkett, Angela Bassett, Vivica Fox, and it's for every nameless, faceless woman of color that now has a chance because this door tonight has been opened.
Wow, every nameless face.
I still get chills listening to that.
It's just so amazing. Welcome back to GMA. Of course, that is part of Halle Berry's emotional acceptance speech in 2002, becoming the first and currently the only black woman to win the Oscar for Best Actress for her powerful performance in Monsters Ball. Whit, I know you are getting ready for some pretty emotional speeches there yourself to witness them.
Absolutely, Gio. We are expecting more memorable and powerful moments tonight at the Oscars, now just hours away. Past years have been easier to predict who will take home an Oscar, but this year it's a tight horse race in so many of the top categories. ABC's Chris Connolly says some answers may come in the early evening moments.
And the Oscar goes to...
And the Oscar goes to...
And the Oscar goes to...
There are lots of ways to win an Oscar. You can make it quick.
Oh, it's my privilege, thank you.
You can make it memorable.
You guys are just standing up because you feel bad that I fell.
Or you can make history.
This door tonight has been opened.
But this has been the most reliable route to Oscar success. An established director taking a big swing, making a bold and ambitious film. Think Catherine Bigelow and The Hurt Locker.
It's the moment of a lifetime.
Clint Eastwood and Unforgiven.
Yeah, this is pretty good. This is all right, you know.
James Cameron and Titanic.
Now let's go party till dawn.
Tonight, two movies up for the most awards at the 98 Oscars are cut from that same mold. Ryan Coogler's Sinners.
Come on, man. Open the door, it's me.
With a record 16 nominations in all. And Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another with 13.
I need a weapon, man.
These two films could claim 3 of the 4 acting categories. They're favored to split the 2 screenplay Oscars. One is expected to win Best Director. One will surely win Best Picture. But which one? Even as Jessie Buckley wins Best Actress for Hamnet.
What do you wish to do, Hamnet?
And K-pop Demon Hunters likely takes home Best Song for Golden and perhaps Animated Feature. The tension will be building inside the Dolby. There might be clues early in the evening.
You and your crumbling out ego will never do this revolution like me.
Will it be One Battle's Tiana Taylor in Supporting Actress?
It's a very deep honor, sir. Yes, it is.
Or Sean Penn in Supporting Actor? Might Sinners win Best Score, or the first ever Oscar for casting? And going up against not only Leonardo DiCaprio for One Battle, but also the formidable Timothée Chalamet for Marty Supreme.
Sorry, I couldn't keep you safe.
Could it be Michael B. Jordan taking home Best Actor for Sinners? The envelopes will have the winners' names inside. But in our post-monoculture world, where there's so much content to watch and so little that we agree on, the excellence of both these movies can be celebrated. For Good Morning America, Chris Connolly, ABC News Los Angeles.
And as Chris noted there's a new Best Casting category that producers tell us will be introduced at the Oscars, with 5 presenters telling their individual stories that will highlight the importance of casting directors. And if you think about it, those decisions can really make or break not only the film, but the careers of these actors moving forward, guys.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, totally.
Yes.
I'm on the edge of my seat. It's also like waking up this morning. They have to be so nervous getting
Can you
through the
imagine?
whole day.
Yep.
It's exciting. It's exciting. All right, Whit, thank you.
We are live here in Hollywood on the road to the Oscars. Big competition means even bigger predictions. So joining us now is ABC News entertainment contributor Kelly Carter and Variety Chief Awards editor Clayton Davis. Clayton, Kelly, it's so great to see you.
So great to see you.
Love coming together like this, nice and early here,
Yeah,
in,
nice and
here in
early.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
Clayton, let's go ahead and start with you first, because many questions about Best Picture. Who do you think has the edge?
Listen, on paper, everything is pointing towards one battle after another. However, Sinners did break the all-time nomination record. I've been looking at this for some time. I think Sinners is going to squeak it out tonight. Not a lot of people do. I throw some Hail Marys every now and then. I think Sinners is going to do it tonight.
Kelly, what do you think?
Oh, Sinners, I absolutely. I'm believing your Hail Mary. So.
Thank you.
I'm going
It's a
with
good game.
Sinners tonight. I think they're going to do it.
Yeah, you've been talking about the momentum the film has had for a while.
I have, yeah, and I think that that's been led by a lot of these nominations, you know, including Michael B. Jordan. So I really think that we're going to hear their name called a lot tonight.
Speaking of Michael B. Jordan, Best Actor, tight race, right, Kelly?
It's a tight race, but I think that Michael B. Jordan has this one. I mean, I'm not 99.9% sure, but I'm like 89% sure. I think that Mike has it tonight.
It's the category that any of the 5 can win. I think if you see Michael B. Jordan win, I don't know how the film does it. It's Russell Crowe and Gladiator.
Yeah.
It's the reason why the movie's winning Best Picture. If not, then look for someone like Leo or Wagner Moura.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Best Actress now. A lot of people think, Clayton, what do you think? Jessie Buckley is a lock for this?
This is the one thing you can take to the bank. Jessie Buckley's winning
Okay.
an Oscar. It's
Yes.
the only sweeper we've had this season. And it's the only thing I know right now for sure.
Yeah.
So please stay intact. But Jessie Buckley, 100%. Hamnet is beautiful. It's her year.
Agreement on that?
I absolutely agree. I can't wait to hear her speech because she's already won.
I was, as a parent, I was like in tears,
Yes.
especially the final moments of the film. Incredible.
So beautiful.
Supporting roles. Kelly, let's start with you, both actor and actress. What do you think?
I'm going to sound like I'm beating a drum because I am, but I think that both Delroy Lindo and Wunmi Mosaku could actually pull it off tonight. I think a lot of times this community likes to right wrongs, and in 1992, they missed the opportunity to nominate Delroy Lindo for his excellent portrayal of West Indian Archie in Spike Lee's Malcolm X, and I think tonight, including all the great work that he did in Sinners, is going to be rewarded because of that.
This is something that I think one of the Sinners people are going to take it. I think Delroy Lindo, I actually agree with Kelly. I think he takes it. However, Amy Madigan, I've been comparing, if you think of a presidential election, she's a Rust Belt vote. I think half of LA is voting for her. They love her. She's going to be the second oldest winner ever. It's going to be a great moment. I think Amy Madigan from Weapons takes supporting actress.
I think that's an interesting point you're both making there, though, that it's not just the film itself that people do take in, like the entire history of what they've done, the body of work.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. And speaking of that, too, that kind of leads into our conversation about Best Director. Clayton, let's start with you.
All the signs, again, points to Paul Thomas Anderson. I think I'm the one person that is a professional pundit that's not predicting it, because 100 years of the Academy, we've never had a black winner win director. I think Ryan Coogler just might pull it off, but don't follow my predictions if you're trying to win your pool, but I'm going to stick to it. I'm going down with it.
As a professional prognosticator, I still am going with Ryan Coogler. I think that he's going to take Best Director, because if not for this movie, then what?
What else?
You give Hollywood an original piece of work that really kills it at the box office, and everyone really loves Ryan Coogler.
I think it's interesting, too. So it's unlikely you think that we'll see a split of Best Picture and a different director?
That's actually more likely that Sinners wins Best Picture and Paul Thomas Anderson wins Director. That's why I say probably don't follow this, but Bong Joon-ho 2019, I always go back to that year.
Yes.
Sam Mendes won everything. Bong Joon-ho won nothing, and he won the Oscar. So just keep an eye out. There's some history for it.
Let me ask you this, too, because we've been talking about the surprises. There's always something unexpected. Do either of you have kind of like a dark horse in the race that could come out and pull this off? Kelly, what about you?
Yeah, you know, Clay said it earlier. Wagner Moura, I think, could actually win Best Actor, if not Michael B. Jordan. And that's really because he's cleaned up every other award that he's gotten since the film first came out. So I wouldn't be surprised by that.
I think what's interesting is that Sinners, 16 nominations, it's like number 2 in every category that it's in. So the surprise could be, it could be a really big Sinners night. The other surprise could be, which would be a sadder outcome, it wouldn't be a Sinners night. But I think when you're 50-50 in every category, that flip coin starts going in your favor. So maybe Sinners just wins a lot more than what we're expecting.
I know we've been talking about Sinners a lot. Only a few seconds left. Do we think Sinners is going to pull off breaking this record of the most Academy Awards of all time tonight? 16 nominations.
It's going to take 12 wins tonight
12.
to
Okay.
beat the record. The record is a three-way tie for 11 wins. I would love to see it happen.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think if it could have a really good night, 11 is like really, it's a high mark.
It's aggressive.
And some
We'll see.
great
If
films,
that happened, then you're going to hear a lot of tears
All
tonight in that room.
We will stand by. Clayton, Kelly, it is so great to see you as always. Day's just getting started here. And coming up here on Good Morning America, Will Gans puts our Oscar knowledge to the test. Stay with us.
And back here on GMA, we are testing our Oscar knowledge. Play along with us. Will Gans is going to try and stump us, but let's see out of all of us who can actually get these right.
All right, you know things are serious when I've taken out the lavender tuxedo jacket, people. All right, question number 1. Which fellow Best Actor nominee was not even born yet when Leonardo DiCaprio was nominated?
Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet. Timothy Chalamet.
Yes,
Good try,
yes.
Whit. Nice.
Everybody gets a point for that one.
I got
Leo
the
nominated
delay
in
working against me here.
1994 for What's Eating Gilbert Grape, and Timmy was born in 95. So that doesn't make you feel old. I don't know what will. All right. Which acting nominee was featured in an episode of MTV's My Super
Tiana
Sweet?
Taylor.
Wow.
I mean,
Good
I
job.
love that episode.
Yes.
It was great. Over and over again.
Whit and I didn't watch it. Whit and I didn't watch it.
Yep. No, I missed that one.
You'll have to go back and watch it. It's worth watching. All right. The Oscar statue is 13.5 inches tall. How tall is Conan O'Brien?
6'4".
6'5".
I was going to say like
6'4".
6'4". Oh,
6'4". He's
Yes.
6'4".
Oh.
Now, how many Oscars statues is that?
No,
No,
that
no,
is
no.
a good one.
That's
You were going to meet for the math, too?
Yeah.
It's like 7 in the morning.
No, I was told there wouldn't be math involved.
That's right. We'll give Whit a point, though, because when you add Conan's hair, it is about 6'5".
Yeah,
so, yeah, we'll give
that's
Whit the
true.
point there.
That's a pity point, but sure, you
Yes.
can have it.
Which iconic actress who has been nominated 8 times for an Oscar holds the record for most losses without a win?
Is it Meryl Streep?
No. Meryl has lost the most, but she's also won. So this is without winning ever.
Without winning
Give us a
ever.
slight hint.
She was in 101 Dalmatians.
Glenn Close.
Glenn Close.
Glenn Close.
Wow. Never won.
I was about to say Cruella de Vil. That's a
Did
good
play that
character.
part.
All
All right, in 2014, John Travolta introduced the wickedly talented one and only Adele Dazeem.
Idina Menzel. Idina Menzel.
Yes.
Way to go.
Picking up points from the Oscars.
It's
All right.
also like one of Whit's favorite
Yes.
lines. He repeats that.
I
Really?
love that moment.
And then when
It's
she
my
came
favorite.
back the next year and called him Glom Gazingo, that was pretty amazing as well.
Iconic.
All right. Oscar Hammerstein of Rodgers and Hammerstein musical theater fame is the only person named Oscar to ever win an Oscar.
Look at that.
Oklahoma.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
Well
Weird
done. I was going to
fingers,
ask
too.
you to name any Rodgers and Hammerstein musical, Oklahoma.
You know what he's doing now? He's reading the teleprompter at the band. And so he sees
No,
what the
it is not.
question
It's not in the teleprompter. I'm looking at the question. Come on, guys.
Disqualified.
All right,
Come on
in the
now.
2017 ceremony,
Sore
presenters incorrectly declared that La La Land won Best Picture. What was the actual?
Moonlight.
Moonlight. Very good,
job.
Rachel
Moonlight.
Scott.
So
You saw how quickly I got in there?
That movie was so good.
Known for scoring movies like Star Wars and Jurassic Park, who is the only Oscar contender to ever be nominated
John Williams.
in 7 consecutive decades? John Williams is
Really?
right.
Legend.
John
Amazing.
Williams, yes,
We are some
I'm a
John
stan.
Williams stands.
I'm a
Yeah.
Yes. All right, last question. Sinners is nominated, of course, for 16 awards this year. 3 movies are tied for the most Oscar wins ever, each picking up 11 statues. What are those 3 movies?
Titanic has
Titanic
to be
is
La La
one.
Land.
Jaws?
No.
La La Land?
No. Ben-Hur.
No.
And more recently, it's a sequel. Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. Yes. Well done.
That was great.
Thank
That was
you.
great.
Well, and I'll be right back here on the red carpet with Lara Spencer and Lindsay Davis in just a few hours. Our Oscars red carpet coverage begins at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on ABC, guys.
And Will confirms it is not a pin. That is a brooch.
That is a brooch.
Have fun. Thanks for joining us,
I know.
everybody.
Have fun.